All right, in this video, we're going to learn the loft function. You can see on the front part of this shape, we have a larger triangle cut out than in the back side of the shape. Okay, so to do this, we're going to need to use what's referred to as the loft function. All right, so in Onshape, I'm going to click Create, Document. And we've already done two sketches. I'm just going to call this, actually I'm going to call it Loft. That way I know what we're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and do this on the top plane so that it's facing up and down. So click there. I'm going to click Sketch. I'm going to go ahead and hide these planes. All right, so I'm going to first start out by making this rectangular prism. I'm going to make this box first, and then I'm going to cut out this center part. Okay, I'm going to count each two of these lines is 1 inch. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 inches. Let me double check that one more time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So on my rectangle, I'm going to use this one right here that says center point. And that just puts it in the center of my plane. We don't have to, but that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to start in the center of the plane, left click, drag out. Now the front of my cube was 6.5, so I'm going to just put in 6.5. And then it was 5 inches deep. And I've got that rectangle right there around that number. So I just type in 5, enter. Now look at this, it's 1, 2, 3 inches tall. So I come over here to this extrude, and I just click on the 1, type in 3, enter, and click on the check. All right. Take a minute and just make that rectangular prism. Okay, now I'm going to draw a triangle on the front and a triangle on the back. Now this triangle on the front starts at 1 inch from each side. It's a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and it's 1, 2, 3, 3.5 inches from the right side. Okay, so that's a lot to remember, but it's 1 inch from each side, a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and we can go back and forth. So I'm going to do a sketch. I'm going to draw this one on the front. This time I'm going to click on my line. It's up here in the top left. Now I'm just going to go ahead and draw a triangle. And then I have to go across the top also. Even though I was on the line, I need to make its own triangle. All right, now I can dimension it. I remember that these top two corners were 1 inch from each side. So I come up here where it says dimension. It's more toward the right side of our menu. I'm going to click on the point there, click on the corner, and go up and just type in 1, enter. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to click on the corner, Click on the end of my line, come up, type in 1. Now this bottom point was a 1/2 inch from the bottom. So I'm going to click on point, click on that bottom line, and type in 0.5. Enter. Then when I look back here, it was 3.5 inches from the right side. Or if we count from the left, it's 1, 2, 3 inches. Because this whole length was 6.5 inches. So I'm going to click on the point, click on this side, type in 3.5, enter. Okay. So take a minute and draw that front triangle. Okay, so I'm going to click off on that. Now I can kind of use this to rotate it around. Now let's see. Go back to my isometric. I've got the triangle right here on the front. So I can click on that, or I can right click on my mouse and then I can move it however I want to. All right. But now I'm going to do the smaller triangle back here on the back. So I'm going to click sketch right there. I'm going to go ahead and click on this back face. Now I want to zoom out a little bit. All right. Now I can see the dotted line. That tells me that those lines are on the other side. All right. Now I need to take a look at this back triangle. Okay, from the left side. And remember, I'm looking at it from the back, so that's actually going to be the right side when we're facing it from the back. But it's 1, 2 inches from this side, 1, 2 inches from this side. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here to my line, which is over on the left side. Click on the line. And again, I'm just going to draw another triangle. Now I'm going to dimension it. I'm going to come up here on the Dimension tab. Click on that. Click on the corner of my triangle, corner of my rectangle, and I wanted this to be 2 inches. Same with this side over here. I'm going to click on the corner of the triangle. Click on the corner of my rectangle, make that 2 inches. All right, so now I've gone this way. Now I need to look, how far down do I go? Okay, so if I start here, count down 1.5 inches. Okay, because if you look here, one way to kind of look at this, I want to insert another line right here. If we had a line going straight across right there, how far is it from here up to this line? So I count up 1.5. Okay, so I'm still in dimension. I'm going to click on the tip of my triangle, click on this top line. I'm going to make that 1.5. Okay. We've dimensioned that as much as we can now. All right. Now I need to see how far this point is from this side, which is actually going to be my left side when I'm looking at it from here. So if I count here, because remember, we're looking at the back, so this is the opposite view. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 inches from the left side of the front, or you can look at it where stage right. Okay, so I'm going to click on the tip there, click there, like that, 4 inches. Right. Now I want to come over to the loft function. Okay, it's this one that looks kind of like a little volcano right under the word main. Okay, this is my loft. So I'm going to click on loft. I'm going to click inside this triangle. Now I need to kind of rotate this around. Click on this triangle. All right. Now right here it says add. We've got this, it's not going to change anything. It says Boolean, which means yes or no, resulted in no geometric change. Okay? In other words, if we're adding in there, it doesn't change anything. So what we want to do is click on remove. Then we click OK. All right. So that looks pretty much like that. So that's all there is to the loft function.